Well, hello, Kingston. Welcome back to another Napoleonic Total War 3 battle. Today we have, excuse me. Today we have a 4v4. This one sent in, I'll be honest, guys. I have like 20 replays. I honestly don't remember who sent in what. I will look at the end of the battle. I'm sorry. Whoever this French or Russian player is who sent it in. The 9-point, Polsha, Russia. But, as you can see, a lot of Russia on this field. We have we have a Russian-Austrian player here, which I think this is like Suvorov mixed with Austria. Now, I don't know if they're bringing any of the Suvorov infantry. Maybe not at all. But there's also UK Netherlands and a UK Portugal. And, of course, there is some Russians... No, there were some Russians. That was just my eyes deceiving me. A lot of UK cav here. So you see a lot of light dragoons, some Portuguese cav as well, which is probably why there's so much of it. If you know how I feel about Portuguese cav, I don't have to say more than once how crappy I think it is. It's good for some things, don't get me wrong, but in this instance, against French cav, you're not going to have a whole lot of luck. Now, this map is very cool. You see it has a nice river. There's some boats kind of teleporting above the surface of the water. No, I'm just kidding. Just for, aesthetic detail. Looks very nice when you zoom out, Boats sitting here. You can imagine fishermen kind of fishing, as fishermen do. AKA the word. So, we see a lot of French cav already going up against the Austrian cav. We have dragoons and more dragoons and some Kazakis. You see quite a lot of the French infantry and cavalry, mostly cavalry with chasseurs cheval. Looks like we have some dragoons or chevaliers, one of the two, as well as some more dragoons. Now, there may be some cav clashing over here. Over on this side, there's a lot of French. You can hear the drums as they advance down this kind of lane. I have not seen this map before. I think I may have, but it may have been like a different direction. To be totally honest, I wasn't really here for the loading screen. I had to go grab something, so I didn't get to see the map's name. I'm really, really out of sync today. But that's okay. We'll figure this out. More dragoons, a lot of Russian dragoons. Actually, not a bad thing to see. They're decent on that movement speed. Without sacrificing for having a lighter cav. So these guys will be a very pack-a-punch. Russia has some excellent cavalry to combat the French. Now, the Austrians are advancing here with their general as well as their howitzer, and I do believe they have a 12-pounder. The Netherlands, the UK Netherlands, let's see, they're bringing mostly UK infantry. Of course, there are some Netherlands line infantry as well, kind of scattered amongst the line here. We also have some more in the back. So this UK army is definitely going to be a little bigger. Have artillery, I do believe, a 6-pounder King's German Legion, and another 6-pounder, as well as looks like a bunch of light dragoons. Yeah, just light dragoons. They didn't bring a lot of cav except for the lights. No action has happened yet. You can see them all setting up here, though. And the skirmishers setting up. They don't have a whole lot of cav next to them. I know they do. They have some dragoons. Now, you got to be careful with a lot of people will see skirmishers sitting out, and they're like, oh, it's the perfect target. That's usually what players want you to do. They want you to charge this skirmisher unit that has not fired a shot, because every single one of these shots will tell against your cav. And I mean, 44 shots, probably you can at least get half of those shots, plus infantry supporting that. That's 20 cav, and you can see we may have some horse artillery that are going to get charged here. We have some Kazakis going in against this chasseurs cheval. This is going to go terribly for the chasseurs cheval, as Kazakis have beautiful charge bonus, although they're running away. Why are they running away? Oh, but they were pulling them into a trap here, and it's kill as many models as possible. As the French infantry start advancing, all of a sudden out of nowhere, you see all this French infantry, and looks like there was, yeah, dragoons or chevaliers and the Chasseurs Cheval. We have some French line infantry marching up here. Some light infantry as well as plenty of line infantry. This looks like España or Italy, but I never honestly know anymore unless I try to guess. So Austria actually is in a precarious situation here. If France does push in the center right now, they would break the center of the coalition. Now, if they were using their cav to scout, they may see that because Russia is still marching down this road, and the UK have actually taken this tree line and are holding in the tree line. I think they have artillery in the front lines, which is a very... I don't do this. I don't advise doing this. Put the artillery back here. That way they have to charge through your infantry to actually get to it, and you can still fire out. Without having them in the center line, they're in danger of infantry being able to bayonet charge. And we saw in yesterday's replay, a lot of artillery got charged by infantry. You don't want your artillery near. This is a beautiful position of the 12-pounder. It's back behind the lines a little bit. Still has a beautiful range of fire. Has cav supporting it. We may have skirmishers opening up here. And are they getting any kills? I think they're getting a couple. Ah, this poor dude. Actually, two guys at least have been slain. The first kills of line infantry. Of course, the cav was, you know, the first casualties here. Looks like Netherlands, UK is going to be pushing up here on the flank of France. France, I don't think they have units right here because they're readjusting, which is a good sign. Pressuring them and not seeing another army appear right here to face them means that this is probably one French army all by themselves. Now, oh, the USA are here, though. Okay, so the UK need to be very cautious here. I'm not saying they shouldn't attack. In fact, attack, but yeah, use some units to kind of screen this US army. Shift more cav from Austria over to deal with the USA, because the USA can't handle cav. This is not an ideal position, I think, for the French. They have their artillery at the they have like a kind of V. And their artillery are the head of the V, which means they will be the first point of contact if the coalition attack. This is where they're going to be hit first, which is a good thing, but also not a good thing, because they will be shot by infantry and charged by cav, and they don't have any cushion to kind of surround those units. Now, we do have another French army pushing up here. Looks like they have some Bavarians in the mix here. So Bavaria with the French. And Bavaria, this faction can bring quite a lot of troops. I can tell you, a lot of Bavarians. In 8.9, I loved bringing Bavaria. It was my favorite thing to do. It's a massive infantry spam. Now, they were, of course, very awful in melee and morale. But you can bring so... excuse me. You could bring so many of them that it was almost worth it. Now, this is a concern here. The UK obviously getting flanked. Now, there may be another French army pushing down the center, which means that the UK could be getting focused all by themselves, potentially by two French armies. And that is why probably Russia... Now, okay, so the UK basically are going to be on their own. They may have some support of Russian cavalry, but Russia is going to, as you see, push up here. And it is going to be a 3v3 almost. Now, if the UK had advanced immediately, they could have hit the flank before the USA maybe showed up. But now they're going to have to fight the USA. And the USA have an advantage in numbers. And the UK are definitely smaller unit sizes. These are like 83 men. So the US may lose at first, but I guarantee you they have a lot of troops and a lot of thick troops. Which could easily sweep the UK Netherlands out of the park. We'll see how the UK play on that flank. The UK have the flanks. Thankfully, they have a very fast-moving army, so they're actually going to move over here. They're going to get charged as... Yep, they should definitely charge in here. And it looks like we have some Saxon heavies actually charging in here. And unfortunately, they are definitely going to destroy this Portuguese cav quite quickly, I would suspect. Yeah, they're shaking already. We do have some dragoons. They need to shift over more of their cavalry and infantry. Shift these Gordon Highlanders over and don't throw in your dragoons without justifying it. Charge in if... Oh, okay. Yeah, they need to charge in. Generals nearby, more of the light dragoons charging in the Scarlet Lancers. These guys are losing slightly. There's more cav, however, more heavies to push over and support this side. Chasseur Cheval, and I don't think the UK have enough. They need to push these Highlander, the Foot Gordons need to push over and give some support to this fight. I mean, you can't lose your cav advantage now. You really can't afford to. Nothing else is really happening on the other side of the field. You can see the UK are basically committing almost everything over here. There's some French in the center here, but France has their artillery. Oh my gosh. They have a lot of artillery here. And they are falling back. They did break one of the UK cav, which is running away. But the rest, thankfully, these Royal Dragoons were able to hold back. Taking some losses, of course, but they were able to hold back the French cav. And now their infantry is moving up to deal with the French. Now, the French have, as you can see, a slight slope here. I would fight this with artillery advantage and cav advantage. The Achilles heel of the UK is artillery. You can destroy these larger units. They have smaller units. They get destroyed very fast by artillery over a 10-minute period. Now, this is just one massively long battle or line fight here, and the French are advancing. Wow, this is a huge unit. I bet this is the combat gen light infantry. This is light infantry for sure. And, oh, do we have some... Yep, they're trying to see who can and can't form square. They thankfully are going to get out now. There's going to still be some units going to shoot. And some cavalry charging in. These dragoons are going to get themselves out of there. They do have supporting dragoons. So France is going to get themselves out of there as well. They ran over their own troops, unfortunately. And that actually is going to knock down and kill some of them. The first engagement happening here on the flank with Russia. France is actually just going to fall back, which means the UK should fall back too. They are standing here and going to start taking artillery fire they don't need to do. They don't need that. Nobody got time for that. We got some grenadiers pushing up as well. We have some cavalry charging in. It's a... Kazakhs are going in for the guns here. Maybe they're going to go for cav instead. And, ooh, they may still actually get that artillery piece. They did. Was it worth it for these Kazakhs, though? Was it worth it? I think probably. But now France is going to charge in and go for some skirmishers, I would expect. And yep, slice and dice the skirmishers, countercharge by some dragoons. I guarantee those skirmishers are as good as dead. The USA are actually really pressuring. And let me see what they're bringing. Actually, it looks like they aren't bringing mass. They are bringing line infantry. Maybe a more controversial build for the USA. I think they should bring a lot more large units. They have cavalry actually helping to defend their flank. And it actually looks like there's a countercharge by some dragoons of Austria. My goodness. We have still that clash by not Sweden, Russia and France. These light infantry are going to do pretty decently well in shooting. Over here, it looks like actually the UK are going on the offensive, hoping to drive back these guns here. The hill actually may make it... Oh my gosh, never mind. We have some cav charging in light dragoons, clashing against the heavy, I believe heavy cav of France. More of those Royal Dragoons pushing over, and wow, France is actually going to lose big here. And these units are going to run away immediately. Now Dragoons can be Dragoons, and the UK actually, they have a decent chance here to be able to attack and win. Over here, France is advancing on the Austrian line here in one large line. A lot of just long lines. The only person that seems to be utilizing reserves is the UK player here, UK Netherlands. They have lines, and they obviously are moving in brigades almost. 4 to 3 to 2 units at a time. Better control, better fire. I like their style. We do have, is this Grenadiers? These are lights, I believe. But they're pushing up against the Austrian line, so Austria needs to be cautious. Push their cav up as France may go for a bayonet charge. They are brutalizing this French line, though.
Sir! Sir! Our general is under attack!
Oh, we have some cavalry getting charged. Not today. They are not making it out of there. Over on this side, the UK... Man. The UK are doing what they can, guys. Doing what they can. This artillery actually may take out a lot of the UK. But I think the UK may take out this artillery finally. Over here, looks like some cavalry charged in for Dragoons of Russia. And may have broken some of the French, but they are routed as well. And in the back lines, we have some cav charging down some Dragoons. Over here, it may look like the US are now joining up with the French for a massive line along. Now, there is a beautiful flank force here by the UK. They could swing it and try to fracture the flank of the US. Austria is getting deadly close to the French, which is why they're starting to fall back. We do have artillery possibly going to be getting charged here. They're going to have to charge in and deal with the French cav. They don't want to lose their guns, or their general, for that matter. Over here, we have some cavalry with the UK charging up the hill. The Gordon Highlanders tired, going for the guns. Can they make it before they get destroyed here?
Our unit is dead, sir.
Actually, wow. Portuguese cav is actually pushing over. Look at this. They're shooting. They need to charge. Yep, they need to charge in here. Go against these guns. Break this center line. The mass route may start being triggered and will cause this cav to break. And France may have gone a little too close to the border here, and they are starting to break along that line. Now, France is winning the cav fight against Russia. We do have some Dragoons who are going to charge against French infantry, and that could be a beautiful... This is actually Prussian Grenadiers charging in here. We do have a charge in the back line again. These Fusiliers cannot form square. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate.
Our men are running, sir.
Over here, the US and French are trying to pressure the Austrian flank. UK holding beautifully. Austria looks like they may be actually in hot water here. And Russia looks like they may be in hot water, but they're sending some Dragoons to fix this side. Getting their general to pop them around, probably, and keep the units from starting to chain route. Over here, the UK may have won, I think. They are just charging in one at a time. They lost their Gordon Highlanders. They were probably very exhausted here, but they are pushing up on the flank. They have plenty of units. I think it's definitely a victory here, as they still have infantry. They lost their cav, their general's still alive, and they can really start to pressure the flank here of France, as France may have to play some damage control. And there's still units in the center here, actually, quite a lot. UK, Portugal had a lot left. Now, Russia managed to save their flank, only losing 2 units. They still have some Dragoons. Told you to come in clutch. Austria is a bend not break philosophy here, or strategy here. They're just moving further away from the French. France trying to, they should pressure more with their cav. France should be pushing up these Dragoons. Pushing them up. They are setting them in the back. I don't know why you don't want to try taking the fight to the Austrians. And the UK. These guys are, of course, not hidden. But, yeah, they should be starting to try to pressure. See, the USA are starting to lose here. This is why you have to bring mass. The USA brought a lot of line infantry, and they can bring twice as much if they bring more militia. Now it looks like we may have some Dragoons charging the cavalry here. Yep, they're going straight in. And this column that they're charging with is actually going to do way better in the fight than the French. But it looks like the French actually, with that square right there, shooting in the flank, they lost big. And now France can possibly do a little more damage here. The roll of musket fire is intense along this entire side. We do have the Dragoons of the UK trying to save the artillery here, charging in on multiple sides here. They could lose as well. Hopefully they don't. Ow, they may actually start breaking the French. Yeah, they're starting to break the French cav. They have saved the 12-pounder. And they're going for the general. The French general is in danger. The Austrians and Russians are fighting a losing battle here. They are vastly outnumbered here. The UK are now going to start trying to destroy what's left of the French. They are still fighting their own separate battle. This cav fight actually could... Well, you can see that actually it has gone successfully in favor of the coalition here. And they're trying to go for a gen, but they're probably not going to make it for the general. But there's no cav really from France to speak of. There's, of course, they can ship more over. But that means this side doesn't have much cav against Russia, who has plenty of cavalry. Now, the UK need to be a little more aggressive here. The US are getting away from them, which is not a good thing. They are moving slowly towards their ally. And Russia's not doing too hot. They need to get into more of a straight line. In fact, their artillery is not even firing. They should be firing their artillery. Now, on this side, it looks like France is advancing with their full force. So actually, 2K are going to start falling back here. We have artillery setting up over here with some skirmishers and more line infantry. Can try to maybe flank the French position. Wow, France just has a whole massive line with skirmishers and the general. And this is France-Italy. Cavalry still a dominant factor, though, for Russia. So that's a good sign for them, but their center is wavering. These guys have held for a very long time. You can see they've taken heavy losses here. France did go in and take out that artillery piece of howitzer, so Austria has no guns. Still holding, though. The one concern... Oh, no. The artillery of the Netherlands. Can they turn and save their guns? Oh, they're pushing up some squarables. Oh, wow. They got a shot off. Oh, wow. They got 2 shots off. That's going to be a huge disaster, as the French actually have broken. And they saved their 6-pounder. What a clutch play to save that game. So this is going to be one problem the French may actually have. They are getting their flank pushed. The UK should push around some units right here and pressure this side. We do have some French cav charging against musketeers. Looks like some Prussian musketeers here. These guys, you don't want to lose them. They have excellent reloading skill. But the Russians definitely still doing very well at taking out the French cavalry and keeping them from caving around the Russian flank. They have relocated, not a bad call. The US have actually done their job quite well. They have stopped the UK Netherlands from defending their ally. But France should be moving these. They have one long line here. They should be taking advantage of this. They should be moving them in groups of like 3s. And having like 3 maybe on the flank to push up. Or even 2 to kind of swing in the flank and angle this way. They'll get some better shots. They can get a lot closer. Actually, if units are getting fired on the flank, it actually has a huge round debuff. Uh-oh, chain rout is starting to happen. Chain rout is starting, guys. This is bad. This 12-pounder is going up to the front lines. I'm not sure what they're planning on doing. They should get on the guns. What are they doing? Over here, the UK actually fallen back now. They've pushed back the French. French still involved. They can stay alive and, if anything, actually push some units over to help out on the Russian flank. But we have a collapse maybe as Austria and Russia are looking really bad. The UK Netherlands need to be moving a lot faster than they are. I mean, they need to be going so much faster. In fact, this whole side of this army should be marching straight this way. The rest of it should be fighting against the US. But at least 4 of these units should be marching straight, not stopping, going straight in this direction. They gotta save the Austrians and Russians from total collapse. Looks like the UK are falling back. Looks very nice, though. Very nice. Oof. That is a gorgeous shot right there. More of a Prussian faction lover now, but still. Yeah, so as long as the UK don't stop marching, because at this point they need to, honestly, these units need to be told to go to right here. They can always stop them. But I think the US are going to try to help crush the Austrians and Russians first. We have a countercharge here, Dragoons charging in. They are forming square. These guys couldn't, but these guys can. And they already get shot.
Our men are running, sir.
All right, so we definitely have cavalry everywhere here. And it looks like Austria and Russia are going to try to maybe withdraw. They should withdraw to the town here. Now, Austria is actually doing what they can, and France should charge. They should bayonet charge. They're going straight to the guns. They're running. They're going to try to outshoot Austria. They need to charge in with a bayonet. Give them the cold steel down this road. These units, put them in columns and just charge down. Have these units shooting to keep them in line. Oh, the UK, Netherlands keep stopping. They are putting more and more distance between themselves and the US. If they want to save their ally, they literally have to keep marching. They can't stop moving. Russia needs to fall back. I think they're trying to save their ally, and what a retreat here. As they are all trying to get themselves back to this town, maybe towards the UK. This is looking pretty bad, actually, for them. And a bayonet charge. So France pressuring the coalition and honestly going to start breaking quite a lot of them. The US is probably going to have to turn and face the UK. But we still have that deadly Dragoon unit still here, as look at the nightmare for the withdrawal here. Austrians running, yeah, the French right here. They are charging in against the French light infantry. France is advancing along the side here. These guys should keep marching. They should be stopping here. I mean, they should not give... Don't give your enemy a chance to reform, and the French keep letting Austria and Russia reform. Don't shoot. You don't have to stand... Like... You don't need to stand and shoot them as France. Just charge in. Oh, we have... finally, the U.S. turning, using some French... Bavarians to kind of try to hold. This artillery is dead here. Or not dead, but they're running away. But the UK, Netherlands are now fighting the US, who have turned to face them. And Austria, I'm curious what they're going to do. They need to keep pulling back. See, the UK are getting just toasted here. Their artillery and lights were just left... No, their lights. Wow. Their light infantry was left themselves, and they are falling back to the town here. Things are really looking bad for the coalition here. The only place that may be a saving... Oh, they got burnt, didn't they? It's a matter of who can break first. Who can break the other one first. We have some skirmishers going for a bayonet charge against some musketeers. As France is once more going in with the bayonet. This is going to be starting to be turned into a disaster, I feel like, for the coalition. I don't know if they can hold on. This cavalry is trying to save them. The US are actually holding a brave front now against the UK Netherlands. As also the UK over here, UK Portugal, is falling back and try to use this house, these buildings, to stop the French from making it.
Our men are running, sir.
Things, I'm not lying, guys. Things don't look too hot for the coalition right now. quite the opposite, in fact. They are losing their cav, they're starting to lose infantry. Russia and Austria slowly shrinking in numbers. The coalition of the Netherlands, UK are starting to lose. Oh, that artillery, though. Beautiful placement of artillery. Starting to chew up the US, and they are standing and facing boldly, but they have to make some big plays here. Alright, someone took a building. Yes, the Highland Foot Gordons took the LOC, and they are probably going to try to hold on around. They have artillery still firing. Probably should form them back to here and wait for the French to advance. What a fight. If you look here, it is in separate locations here. The French fighting. Oh, whoa. The USA just had a mass rout, probably because of that artillery. There's so much of it, and it is definitely being a payoff. When artillery is a payoff, I feel like that may save them. Now, France still isn't closing in a melee, really. I mean, I don't know why not. They are letting them get away. Charge in with your bayonets, unless there's something I don't know about this Austrian army. They're so small. I mean, they're not as good in melee. At least I'm pretty sure the French are better. Anytime I play as the French and I do bayonet charge, I usually will win. But, you know, maybe there's something I don't know. And now this side, France is pressuring the UK. And these are Bavarians, though, so they're not going to do the greatest in a fight. They do have artillery, though, backing them up. We'll see what the UK Netherlands decide to do. They do have some cavalry that probably will charge that artillery piece. And the US are actually starting to fall back once more. The UK, Netherlands looking strong still, actually. And, man, France is in shambles here. I think they're sticking in their, like, exhausted reserves. And they are losing fast. They're losing really fast. The US have to hold here to let their ally make a move here. But quite honestly, guys, this is the only French army that seems to be very strong at this point. And we'll see how well they do. They should bayonet charge this artillery position. They are getting some beautiful volleys, though. Can this artillery make a play? They are at flank as well. The UK don't have enough troops. Are they going to get a fire? This town seems to be the place where they're definitely going to be trying to hold fast. France had a huge mass rout there. My gosh, look at how many troops have broken. They're going to fire, aren't they? Nope. Yes, maybe. The Netherlands once more advancing. But honestly, this front is not looking good. Or the French anymore. France is making some great headway here. There's some King's German own pushing up behind. They should let these... Why are they running?
Our men are running,
Run
sir.
them. These guys are exhausted. They're not even going to hit what they're aiming at. In fact, have them stand right here. And stay there. But yeah, the UK are falling back once more. They lost their artillery. And the Russians are still managing to hold their own here. More French troops are having to be peeled off to stop this. The Netherlands, UK, from making more and more gains here. The US, they have good quality infantry. They just can't handle the reload skill speed of the UK. They just can't handle it. Can't touch this, I guess, in this situation. But they will hold them off for a while until this fight is decided, because the French caving in behind the Russians could still be a huge game changer. Now, like I said, this front may start to be running out of steam, but this front is definitely not, and they need to be a lot more aggressive here. They should be pushing in every angle they can against this vastly inferior sized army of Russia and UK and Austria. Be aggressive. Be very aggressive. This artillery needs to remobilize. They need to move them up to like here. Move them up right here. There's a flake, and look at those reserves that could have been well spent over here. They have to peel them off to deal with the UK Netherlands once again. These guys have a slight hill in their favor, but they're going to start pushing up, get in the fire, or maybe not. Maybe they're going to fall back. Maybe they don't like those odds against that French side. They just need to push the US. Over here, do we have a bayonet charge? Yes, we have Russia. Or technically that was Prussian infantry pushing up, although Russia looks like they have almost melted away. And still things aren't looking too good. They have put up such a fight though. So even if they do not win, I'd still be proud of this fight. Alright, we're back. It crashed, had to find out where we were. Which is the final, kind of like an Alamo, around this big old building. It's like a fortress. This, honestly, I think this should hold a lot more men than it can. But very cool building. We'll see how well they can hold it. They have units all around. They have some foreign recruits, I think, defending this flank. These guys don't look foreign to you, do they? Like any other blokes in the army. The US still trying to hold here. In fact, doing a lot better on this side. And they're going up against the Netherlands troops on that flank. The UK look like they may be trying to make a dent in the Bavarian line. Still, definitely anyone's guess who could win this fight. As the circle of death seems to be just slowly but surely collapsing around this Austrian, Russian, UK, Portuguese line. Man, that's a lot of units all in one collapsed area. We do have some Cavs sneaking over here, which is why France is pushing up units maybe to intercept them. Man, France has so much. They should be pressuring a lot more than they are. I think it's been a mistake for France to try shooting so much. And they're even pressuring over here, which may not be a bad thing, but they should maybe push around here and try pressuring one side with the French. Or march over here and help out with this side and help the US not to lose, because they are just losing constantly. The US keep losing troops who are just running out. I mean, these Bavarians are running this hill. It seems to be like the last-ditch effort. And the US are starting to run out of time. And look at this. It's like a Rome 2 Total War, Rome 2 siege, where you have reserves behind the walls and you're holding breaches almost. The flanks of the French don't seem to be really being too aggressive, but they really should be. Maybe they're getting focused out here with this Dragoon unit. Maybe. But they have a lot of troops scattered throughout that aren't being super aggressive. They seem contented to not pressure the coalition in this area. They're just standing here shooting. And they should be putting a lot more pressure with the French on this side, because they are losing big time here with the mass rout here. And the Netherlands, UK are about to come and save the day with 18 minutes remaining in this replay. They're going to roll over this hill and just crush the French, and then they're going to turn around and destroy the French. That's my prediction right now. Unless something changes, the coalition are actually going to win here. And the US are actually falling back, which means the UK Netherlands need to push up. Look at this. This French player is not even trying to attack the back of the Russians. They're just standing here. This may be, unfortunately, a big loss because of that inactivity. But you'll learn. You know, you learn every time. Now, let's see. This Netherlands UK definitely has held their own in this fight. Look at them. I mean, they haven't lost. They've lost a lot of units out of each regiment. They haven't lost a lot of regiments. And now France seems to be going in here and running. But use this area right here to pressure in this flank here. Yeah, it looks like we have more troops over here. I don't know why France is so scared to attack, just because of some cav. Yeah, see, they're losing here. Look at the losses to this LOC. This is, wow. Oh, I hear some units charging in. Yes, we do. We have France bayonet charging here, finally getting in the melee. And watch, they're gonna start crushing Austria. Maybe it's too late though, with the UK showing up. But Austria can't hold against melee. And France isn't trying to pressure here. They should be shifting in with these troops, pushing in, going around the flank. I mean, this fortress is, of course, very tough to take. But they can still do it. Austria's almost crumbled. The US bravely trying to hold with what's left of their forces. I think if they had brought a more militia-based army, they could have held longer. Who knows? Maybe not. I don't play with US very often, so I don't actually know. But it looks like France has been broken here, and this may be the last final straw. The last nail in the coffin will be the US breaking and the UK joining up with the Allies and being one united front. You can see France charging in. But it's been a very disjointed attack, unfortunately, I think. And with this LOC, they have held beautifully. It seems like France was a little too passive on this side. And there goes the USA. Final nail in the coffin as these forces can now unite. And oh, look at this. We have the Dragoons trying to go for a general. Now I'm gonna get themselves out of there as the UK are actually going to advance on the French. And obviously these guys cannot form square because these units are facing out instead of forming square. So, you know, that may be a good hint for this Dragoon unit to then push around and hit the back of the French. But here come the UK, pouring in some volleys. On the opposite side, the French are not looking too hot, but they are going to finally form up to fight, as they are the only faction left. We have 14 minutes remaining. This battle has raged the entire time. With the French being obviously the aggressors, except for the US. Besides that, the French were definitely the ones attacking, taking the initiative, and now I think they're going to be defensive. Counterattack has begun. The resistance. No, I'm just kidding. These Gordon Highlanders, I would love to see them do a bayonet charge. Let's see the volley they get. They're tired, so they're not going to aim as well. They're not going to hit as much. Look at that. You have the units firing from LAC. It's just crazy. I mean, this was such a beautiful defense that the coalition was able to take. I think France is going to die here. Overtime, of course, overtime. Oh, nope, not the angle I'd want. There we go. Oh, the Dragoon unit, I think, charged in. Yes, they did. And let's get some of these Highlanders. Ah, yeah.
Our men are running, sir.
Scots going in. And more line infantry going in. Oh, Grenadiers. Turning into a bit of a mess for the French here. As the line's starting to break along, it's going to cause a chain rout here. They're going to get a beautiful volley. Nice and close on the French. And at this point, just stand your ground and die. Man. Well, we all know how this is going. I'm going to fast forward just a little bit as the French are going to continue fighting here. Russia, man, they're still in this. They still have some units in this. Oh, we're going to get a point-blank volley here. Look at this. Yeah, they're going to drop them. France is maybe going to do a bayonet charge. A lot of trees to hide in. And by the way, this is Italy 3. When I had to reload the map, I actually looked at it. And there you go. Italy 3 is the map. And a very awesome looking map. I do love it. Oh, there's a French unit all the way back here. This is going to come down to the timer, I'm guaranteeing you. Unfortunately, because this one unit left. Little awkward. One unit here, you're like, where are we marching to, sir? Be like, to a destiny, then you walk over the hill, and then it's just a mass of dead. There's no one here. It's just a mass of just dead and just death everywhere that you look. That would be a sight to see, wouldn't it? Quite the sight to see. Well, I've enough seen the carnage. This French army is still bravely trying to hold here.
Our men are running, sir.
Breaking units, but they will not survive for long. They're gonna start chain routing any second now. Any second now. They're just gonna, yeah, there it is, and then them, and then them, and then them. Oh, the general inspired them probably. Yeah, it's still gonna happen. Them. And them, and then, you know, you get the picture. Let's just watch it happen in fast motion. A heroic death. A general has died, probably a Russian general. Oh, France is countercharging here. Look at this. They're going out here on a limb with the French. They're trying to turn this around. Those crazy men. These crazy French. They may actually defeat this French side. But it will not last. Oh, look at the general wading through the fray here. Oh, he's getting himself out of there. Oh, we have a French general. We can have a general duel. Yes, we are, I think. General duel. Look at this, the general staff are dueling it out. Oh no, I'm not gonna catch a cool shot. Ooh. Uh-oh.
We have killed their general, sir. Now they must break.
The French did. Both generals broke consecutively together, so. Alright, well, I think there's only one more unit here, and they are going to get shot up. I don't know if they're even... They may be doing this intentionally. Should let them just die. They're just gonna shoot him. Execution, firing squad. And that should break it, and that should be the battle. With only 6 minutes to go, I think they're gonna claim victory. The coalition is... Oh, what? There's units way over here. Ah, there was an artillery piece holding out this entire time. Obviously, they're going to need to deal with that. So they probably going to wait for 5 minutes. I made a skip ahead to the 5 minutes, guys, and we will see the results of this battle. All right, guys, that is the battle, like I said, sent in by Blako. So thank you for that. Or, sure, mispronouncing your name totally. But, man, you can see the kills actually were pretty even along the board. I mean, definitely the UK Netherlands did some really good job of chopping up. You can see the cavalry and the Grenadiers did very well. So that's about it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this battle. Thank you so much for joining me. You guys have a great rest of your day. Stay safe, and I'll catch you all in another video.